morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out another video. I got a really good one for this weekend. The homie just picked up this super clean, I believe it's still a E30. It's a 525i wagon. He got it ready cheap, and let me show you guys why he got it ready cheap. Alright, as you guys can see, this is why he got it ready cheap. I believe the previous owner had a blown head gasket, started the job and did not finish it, and was just trying to get rid of the car. And yeah guys, we're gonna be doing a motor swap of this bad boy. Alright guys, here we go. I am gonna be replacing some of the gaskets, pretty much just the ones that I have. So just in case you feel like I missed any, that's because the owner did not get that part. You really don't need to use silicone. That's why you have a gasket, guys. This is actually gonna be a pain in the butt to clean. As you guys can see how much silicone they have on here. It's really not necessary. not that bad. Probably have been replaced. So you want to make sure you clean both surfaces, install new gasket, and the torque is 22 Newton meters. You also want to remember where the bolts go because they are different sizes. These four are pretty much the same. This one is the longest, and I believe this is the shortest. I'm also gonna be replacing the water pump and the T-stock. This is what the engine bay looks like right now. With the starter out of the way, now we can remove the 6 flex plate bolts. So what you have to do is turn the crank, remove each bolt at a time. 22 millimeter. Turns out the flex plate only had 1, 2, 3 bolts on there. I was too lazy to set up the quick jack. We got some jack stands. Now I'm just going to remove the power steering pump three 13 millimeters. I just had to show you guys, this is so cool. As you guys can see right here, the transmission mount is in the middle and they have its own support. So the transmission is pretty much not gonna need any support. It's not gonna go anywhere. Not like the E46 and all the newer BMWs. To separate the transmission from the engine, you needed to support the transmission because there's no transmission mount that holds the transmission up by itself. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not sure, probably the E36s are like that as well. I never really owned an E36 or work on one before, so I'm not sure. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and disconnect all the 10 millimeter that holds the transmission cooler line to the engine, and we're gonna start removing the transmission bolts, and we are pretty much ready to remove the bottom half of the engine. I'm also gonna go ahead and separate the AC compressor from the engine as well. That's a ground strap right here, 13 millimeter. The motor mount bolts is 17 millimeter, and we have 9 bolts that holds the transmission to the engine, and that's pretty much it. Don't forget to disconnect all the 10 millimeter lines, the transcooler lines, and the engine is pretty much ready to come out.
What did you have to do to separate the torque converter?
Oh, you gotta take out the bolts.
And just yank on it till it...
Yeah, until it comes out.
Okay.
Because you said the one that it has a loop.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have the car flat as possible.
Oh, right,
and
right.
everything's flat.
Yeah.
But that never works out like that. So you gotta, the longer it's been sitting in there, the more you gotta fight.
Yeah, and I think this car has easily been down for about a year.
Yeah, the flatter you have it, the better. But I didn't want to use that thing because I figured I won't clear.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I realized the thing does not fit under. So.
Oh, shit. So you had to jack it up a little?
I had to jack it up, and then I guess it messed up the level. So that's what happens. Nothing ever works out exact.
Yeah, that's what I've learned, JB. That's what I've learned over the years. You plan something and...
It never works out like that.
Only in a perfect world.
Yeah, that's why I never give anybody anything. Like, is it easy? Is it hard? I'm like, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
That easy or hard doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The engine is out. Turns out the M50 only have 3 torque converter bolts, as you guys can see, obviously. Oh shit. Alright guys, I ran into a major hiccup. As you guys know, you guys see me already changed the oil pan gasket. But alright, now take a look at this engine. The as you can see, this part right here, the sump, I believe the sump is in the rear. And this is the engine from the car. The sump is in the front. So I just did all that work and I have to redo it again. I have to swap over the oil pan as well as the motor mount right behind the oil filter housing gasket, as you guys can see right there. The motor mount on this engine was mounted right here, and the bolt holes on this engine right here hasn't been used and is already rusted, so I'm not sure if they're even gonna catch. So this is what happened. Sometime a little straightforward job turned into a shit show. So now I just gotta put all this shit away, try to figure out if this is gonna work out. I gotta swap the oil pan tomorrow. I was hoping to get the engine in today, but obviously that's not gonna be happening, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up. I'm gonna soak these with WD-40 and hopefully they're gonna work out tomorrow. Yep, that's how it goes, man. Alright guys, so the BMW M50 motor came in a lot of BMW chassis, and the one that this motor came out of is different from the chassis on the 525i. As you guys can see, the oil pan differences. So this one, the shrimp or whatever you call it, is in the rear, and on the original motor, the oil sump, oh there you go, the oil sump is in the front. So meaning the baffle is a little bit different. The oil pickup is different as well. So I pretty much have to swap over the pan and the oil pickup tube. I already swapped the tube, but as you guys can see, this bracket is used on this motor and I don't need that bracket anymore. So I have to, the proper way is to remove it, remove the bearing cap, nuts, and then remove the bracket and then remount the bolts. But you will have to replace the bolt with new bolts, and I just don't feel like doing that, and I don't have the bolt. I don't feel comfortable replacing them with the old one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and break that bracket off, and we should be able to fit the oil pan from my original motor. And now the oil pan should be able to clear. Alright guys, I swapped the oil pan. replace the water pump, the T-stack. The engine is pretty much ready to go back into the car. After a whole lot of maneuvering and twisting and turning, the engine is finally in. You want to make sure your torque converter and flex plate both lines up before you continue. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and install all the transmission bolts, and we will get back to it. All three torque converter bolts are in, torque to 33 foot-pound. Next, we got the starter. Alright guys, so this is actually my first time working on the M50. So now the challenge is I have to figure out where all these wires and connector goes. Should be fun. That's not a good sign. Alright guys, number 5 does not look too great. Let's see what the spark plug looks like. Well, it looks good on the bottom, so it could just be water got in from the valve cover. Just in case you guys are wondering, I did not reuse this. I replaced it. Alright guys, it's not fun working behind somebody, and it's even worse if you have to dig through bins and bags looking for parts, nuts and bolts. But we are almost at the end. I had a couple of minor hiccups. This was supposed to be a direct swap, didn't work out that way. Nevertheless, I'm almost done. I'm just gonna install the fan clutch, bottom radiator hose, and we're gonna add fluid and see what happens. Alright, check this out guys. This is even a new one for me, because usually the batteries is in the trunk of the car. Check this out. The battery is under the bike seat. That's a first. Alright guys, so we have oil and coolant. So far no leaks. Let's hope it stays that way. Okay, so far so good. Alright guys, let's go ahead and do a first start. Moment of truth. Maybe I just need gas. Alright guys, round 2. I added some gas. Hopefully that does the trick. I just don't like the way that sound, guys. Park E5. Check control, oil level. So now we're gonna start with process of elimination. Let's see if we get, oh, we're not getting any fuel for sure. Try cranking it, Jacob. The key should be in there. In the next video, we're gonna find out what's wrong with the fuel system, and then we're gonna see if she start up. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for rocking with your boy. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.